What was the final thought that followed you into sleep last night? Was it anxiety, uncertainty, or fear? Or was it belief, abundance, and strength? You might not recall it, but your subconscious does, and it's already shaping your life from that moment. Whatever state you fell asleep in multiplies. Confusion invites more chaos. Clarity creates structure. The mind does not shut down. It listens. What you murmur to yourself before sleep becomes your reality by morning. Choose poorly at night and you rise to lack. Choose wisely and opportunity starts moving toward you before sunrise. From this point forward, your words will be intentional. Each night, you will condition your mind for prosperity. Beginning now, you may think everything ends when you fall asleep, but that's not true. When the body rests and the noise fades, that's when the real work begins. That final inner voice before sleep, the last line you say to yourself, is never meaningless. It becomes the design your subconscious works from through the night. It is an instruction your deeper mind carries out until morning. So consider this from someone who has observed the thinking patterns of the most successful people alive. What thought did you fall asleep with? Was it concern, a focus on scarcity, a replay of mistakes, uncertainty about what lies ahead? Or was it a clear, intentional statement of abundance, direction, and strength? Whether you recall it or not is irrelevant. Your subconscious remembers. It absorbs without questioning, accepts without resistance, and acts without hesitation. It does not reason or negotiate. It simply responds. Whatever you plant in those final waking moments becomes the ground from which tomorrow and eventually your life takes shape. This is autosuggestion at work, and no man, no matter how intelligent, how learned, how gifted, can violate this law without consequence. Autosuggestion is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. It is how your waking self transfers instruction to your sleeping mind. And the moment before sleep is when this bridge is most open, most vulnerable, most powerful. Now understand this. Most men misuse it. They lie in bed reviewing what went wrong. They replay what they fear. They speak inwardly about what they lack. And then they wonder why their lives are full of confusion and scarcity. But I tell you, the law is exact. What you repeat, you become. What you declare, you receive. What you tell yourself before sleep becomes what you experience the following day. This is not imagination or myth. It is how the mind converts thought into outcome. The person who plants abundance in the subconscious before rest wakes with guidance. The one who ends the night in hopelessness wakes to more of it. There is no middle ground, only momentum. Let it be clear. Speak the wrong words at night and you interrupt the wealth moving toward you. You seal the door with your own language. But when you speak with intention, clarity, and conviction, you bring yourself into harmony with the higher intelligence that is always active and always responsive. While you sleep, your mind, like your future, is under construction. The only thing that matters is the plan you give it. Start tonight. Do not delay. Do not let another night close with borrowed noise filling your thoughts. Silence the world. Silence the confusion of others. Turn off the doubts that try to enter through fatigue, and instead declare this to yourself. My definite chief aim is fixed. My mind is rich. My riches are certain. Speak it. Say it with power and say it again. Not once, not twice, but until your subconscious, like a faithful servant, begins to believe it. Because belief does not begin by feeling. It begins by repetition. And repetition is your duty every night until riches are no longer something you wish for, but something you expect. Now I will teach you how to do this. You will not guess. You will not hope. You will not improvise. You will receive instruction. This speech will deliver you 8 powerful truths, each one forged from the fire of experience and the law of success, each one written with the weight of spiritual law and the command of mental mastery. You will discover how repetition trains the subconscious to accept abundance, how nighttime is meant for direction, not disorder, and how to place your clear purpose into the mind each evening like a planted seed. You will learn to use stillness as a direct line to higher intelligence, to form mental patterns that lead to financial outcomes, and to take control of belief, language, and imagination while the rest of the world rests. These are not theories, they are principles. When you follow them, when you reinforce them every night before sleep, you condition your mind for limitless prosperity. While others fall asleep in anxiety, you will rest in strength. While others drift without focus, you will close the day with intention. In doing so, you will wake with direction, move with confidence, and eventually realize that what you once affirmed has become real in your life. Repeat these truths before sleep, and you will be planting while the world is unaware, planting ideas that mature into wealth. Now we begin. Part 1. The subconscious is always listening. The richest land in the world is not in oil fields or gold mines. It is your subconscious mind. And like all fertile land, it will grow whatever seed you place in it, whether that seed be riches or ruin, faith or fear. The soil does not discriminate. It only produces what you plant repeatedly. And I say to you with the full weight of truth, your subconscious is always listening. It listens when you doubt. It listens when you worry. It listens when you complain. And it listens when you speak with power. It records each word without judgment and begins to reproduce it in your world. This is not theory. This is law. The subconscious doesn't OT sleep. The moment your conscious mind begins to drift into slumber, your subconscious becomes fully active. And whatever words you have just spoken, it receives as command. The man who ends his day with statements of lack, I can't afford it, or nothing ever works for me, has just instructed his subconscious to build a tomorrow of more lack. And the man who ends his day by saying, I am rich in thought, clear in aim, and guided by infinite intelligence, that man has Samuel gold into the soil of his mind. Let me say it plainly again. Every repeated thought spoken before sleep enters the subconscious without resistance. It is taken in like water by dry ground, and once received, it begins to grow automatically, faithfully, powerfully. This is the law of autosuggestion. You cannot escape it. You can only use it. You are either using it to program wealth or to repeat the very failure you wish to escape. Think of your subconscious as a vast field. If you sow thorns and weeds into it through negative self-talk, it will yield confusion and hardship. If you sow seed of wealth, definite purpose and belief, it will yield opportunity, strength, and results. Andrew Carnegie understood this law, and he trained his men to understand it. Every man he mentored had to write out his definite chief aim in clear, bold language. They had to speak it aloud. They had to impress it upon their subconscious with discipline, with belief, and with fire. He taught that riches were not granted. They were created through thought, and that thought, when impressed with belief and repetition, became power. Every one of his most successful men followed this rule. They never ended a day without speaking purpose aloud. You must do the same. Do not end your day with fear. Do not end your day with doubt. Do not end your day with complaint. End it with a command for riches, a command for clarity, a command for results, because your mind is a servant and it cannot resist a man who speaks with faith. Say this before you sleep. I am the master of my thoughts. I am the commander of my riches. I plant only what I wish to harvest. Do not speak it passively. Speak it with authority. Speak it until your voice shakes with certainty. Speak it until your subconscious believes it more than your fears. And say this also, my definite chief aim is fixed. My mind is rich. My riches are certain. This is not poetry. This is instruction. This is the speech of the man who governs his destiny. You may not yet have the fortune in your hands, but if you speak this nightly, you will have it in your hands soon enough. Understand there is no neutral thought. There is no harmless sentence. Every word is seed. Every seed produces after its kind. You do not plant grapes and grow thorns. You cannot speak defeat and expect abundance to appear. The language you use each night decides what your subconscious nourishes and brings to life. You might say, I've tried affirmations before and nothing happened. But were they repeated? Were they spoken with faith, clarity, intention, and certainty? And were the opposing words removed, the ones that undo everything the moment morning comes? The subconscious is not mystical. It reflects whatever is impressed upon it most often. What you repeat becomes what you embody. Take this seriously. If you do not direct your mind before sleep, something else will. Fear, doubt, outside opinions, and old memories will rush in to take control. This is why so many remain trapped in patterns, ending the day afraid, resting in fear, and waking to the same state, never declaring what they choose to receive. That pattern ends here. From tonight forward, you will speak abundance. You will rest on purpose. You will repeat your aim. You will command your fortune, and your subconscious, like faithful soil, will obey. Say this now, and each night my definite chief aim is before me. My riches are forming. I am calm. I am certain. I am ready to receive. Part 2. Night is the gateway to infinite intelligence. The average man thinks that once his eyes close and the room goes dark, his life enters pause. But the man of definite purpose knows better. He knows that when the conscious mind rests, the subconscious opens wider to infinite intelligence. And this is where the real work begins. This is the sacred hour. This is the moment of divine transaction. For at night, your conscious defenses are lowered. Your logic grows quiet. Your resistance fades. And what you speak in this hour does not get debated. It gets recorded. This is when the richest soil of the mind is ready. The seed that is sown here is not lost. It is carried, nourished, and multiplied. But the tragedy of most men is that they do not sow. They end their day with drift, with worry, with passive review of failure, and then they wonder why success eludes them by morning. I say to you, as I have said to countless men who later became titans, do not end your day with drift. End it with direction. Do not leave the gate to infinite intelligence open to chance. Walk through it with H. Command. Your nighttime thoughts are the blueprint you hand over to the builder of your reality. The question is, what are you giving it to build? If you give it fear, you will awaken to more fear. If you give it poverty, it will multiply that poverty into your days. If you give it belief, definiteness, and a clear aim, it will align the hidden forces of the universe to your success. Before you sleep, give your mind orders. Be deliberate. Be exact. This is not the time for vague hope. This is the time for conscious instruction. I command you, introduce your nightly ritual. Speak your definite chief aim aloud. Feel its reality. Repeat it with certainty. Then affirm your belief. Say with conviction, I believe in my ability to turn this thought into wealth, and see the reward in your mind before your eyes close. Say it slowly. Say it with fire. Say it until your nerves burn with expectation, because that expectation is the proof that your subconscious has received it. Let us remember the example of Thomas Edison, a man who used this very principle with scientific clarity. Before retiring each night, he would pose problems, speak desires, and focus on solutions. And often upon waking, he would be struck with sudden insight because he handed instruction to infinite intelligence, and it answered. His was not a passive faith, it was deliberate command. You must do the same. If you go to bed as a beggar in thought, you cannot rise as a king. But if you retire with vision, belief, and instruction, you awaken as a man who carries divine momentum. Do not let your last voice be the world's. Let it be yours. Let it be the voice of wealth. If the world gave you noise, give your ND silence. If the world gave you fear, give your soul fire. If the world gave you doubt, give your spirit dominion. Do not end your day in defeat. End it in dominion. Say this aloud as your day closes. My night hours are not idle. They are working. Infinite intelligence prepares my path while I rest. Do not go to bed like the common man. Do not surrender to sleep like the indifferent. Close your eyes as a commander hands over sacred instruction. Speak it clearly. Say, I end my day with purpose. I pass my vision into the invisible. I walk with the confidence that what I speak tonight shall shape my world by morning. Let your final thoughts not be scattered but sacred, not noisy but noble, not drifting but definite. Tonight, say this one more time. I am connected to infinite intelligence. I speak what I seek. I command what I claim. My sleep is not rest. It is instruction. Let us continue. Part 3. Wealth comes to the man who commands it. Riches are not drawn to hesitation. They are not summoned by vague intention. Wealth comes to the man who commands it, not through arrogance, but through spiritual authority. The man who speaks with certainty before he sleeps gives his subconscious no room to debate, no room to delay. Your subconscious mind is like an army, and you are the general. Each night, as the world turns silent and your conscious mind begins to yield, you must deliver orders. You must speak with finality. You must declare what is to be built, what is to be drawn, what is to be done. No empire was ever built by suggestion. No fortune was ever sustained by hoping. You must command. You must direct. You must speak as one who already possesses what he seeks. Eat this to yourself. I do not ask for riches. I declare them. I do not wonder if I will be wealthy. I have already claimed it in thought, and what is claimed in thought becomes substance by law. Consider Henry Ford, a man who was ridiculed by experts, mocked by bankers, dismissed by manufacturers. They told him the mass automobile was impossible. But he held a vision, and more importantly, he repeated that vision until it became stronger than the voices of doubt. Each night, Ford would review the image in his mind. The working man driving a simple, affordable vehicle. He did not speak if it would happen. He spoke as though it had already occurred, and in doing so, he transferred the image into the vault of his subconscious. From there, it was passed upward to infinite intelligence and into reality. You must understand this clearly. Night is when orders are written on the soul. The day is for labor, but the night is for law. The night is when you command the invisible realm. It is when you hand your instructions to the architect of your tomorrow. Say this before sleep. I demand wealth of life, and I give service beyond expectation. I speak in authority, not in hope. I move by law, not by luck. The wealth you seek is not stationary. It is in motion. But your words determine its direction. When you speak with command, it is drawn to you. When you speak with fear, it turns from you. The language of wealth is decisiveness. The voice of prosperity is certainty. You are not begging the universe. You are partnering with it. You are not a spectator. You are a participant in the very laws that govern creation. But you must speak with discipline. You must end each day as a king. Gives orders to his court, not as a beggar hoping for crumbs. Each time you whisper doubt, you stole your blessing. Each time you repeat fear, you delay what is yours. But each night that you speak your chief aim aloud, each night you affirm belief, each night you see your wealth is already done, you bring the unseen closer to your hands. Command this. I am a commander of thought. I direct my subconscious to build in wealth. I give it no vague instruction. I speak with accuracy. I speak with obedience to law. Think not of this as fantasy. This is the mechanism by which all riches are created. Every fortune began as thought. Every palace was first a blueprint. Every gold mine was first a hunch, a desire, a repetition of a single vision carried with burning clarity. Tonight, as the world sleeps, you must awaken. Awaken your authority, awaken your tongue, awaken your destiny. Speak the vision, see the reward, declare it not with weakness but with fire. And above all, repeat it, because what is not repeated is not believed, and what is not believed is never received. Speak again. I do not ask for riches. I command them through faith, service, and repetition. I give my subconscious its work, and I trust that it shall be done. Let us continue. Part 4. Faith must be spoken aloud, especially at night. Faith, if it remains inside, dies in silence. It is not meant to remain hidden in the thoughts of man. Faith must be spoken aloud, especially when the world is quiet, when the soul is still, and when the gateway between mind and spirit is most open. This hour before you sleep is the proving ground of your belief. You may carry your goals all day in your mind, but if you do know, give them verbal command. They fade like mist by morning. Faith must be spoken not to others, but to yourself in your own voice, through your own lungs, with words that build the bridge between invisible desire and visible reality. The subconscious does not accept what you merely think occasionally. It accepts what you declare repeatedly, with emotion, with clarity, and above all, with voice. Speech is the activating force. The man who believes but never speaks his belief holds the key to the vault, yet never opens the door. Let me make it plain. Every night before you sleep, you must declare your faith out loud. Say, I believe in myself. I believe in my definite purpose. I believe that riches are seeking me now because I am prepared to receive them. This must not be muttered. It must be spoken with conviction. The subconscious does not respond to passivity. It responds to emotional repetition. Your voice carries vibration. Your tone carries authority. Your words carry power. When you speak with belief, you begin the spiritual process of manifestation. Let us remember Abraham Lincoln, a man crushed by defeat, 8 elections lost, countless criticisms endured. But never once did he allow his tongue to curse his future. He never used his speech to plant fear. He held firm. He remained committed. He spoke the vision of union, of freedom, of perseverance, even when none could see it but him. You must do the same. You must not allow your final words at night to be those of anxiety or fatigue. If the body is tired, let the voice rise in power, because the voice is what the subconscious remembers, not the physical state of your flesh. Even if your belief feels weak, speak it. Even if your circumstances look the opposite of your aim, declare it. For repetition is the remedy. Faith grows through saying what is not yet seen over and over until the unseen becomes substance. You do not wait for the feeling of belief to speak. You speak until belief begins to feel real. That is the law. That is the process by which all great men built fortunes, empires, revolutions, and immortal legacies. Say this tonight. Though my hands may be empty, my mind is full of wealth. Though my bank account be low, my faith is high. Though no man sees it, yet I have spoken it, and therefore it is forming. Every great achievement is first spoken in solitude. The crowd does not hear it. The bank does not confirm it. The neighbors do not recognize it, but the subconscious does, and infinite intelligence does, and in time the world will. Never let a day close without the confession of your faith. Speak it into the silence. Declare it over your doubts. Proclaim it until your entire nervous system responds with action. And let no man convince you that silence is humility. Silence in the face of your dream is fear-wearing disguise. You were not born to whisper your destiny. You were born to declare it. Remember, if you do not speak faith, you will speak fear. And fear repeated becomes failure. But faith spoken becomes power. Here is your nightly formula. Do not let a single day pass without it. I believe I was born to achieve riches. I believe infinite intelligence guides me. I believe my definite chief aim is being fulfilled. I believe no delay is final and no failure is fatal. I believe I am becoming exactly who I was called to be. Say these 5 declarations. Say them until they are no longer words but identity. Until they are not something you say but something you are. Speak also this final word before closing your eyes. Faith is my final word today. I sleep with certainty. I wake with vision. Because how you sleep determines how you rise. And how you rise determines how you move. And how you move determines what you receive. I leave you with this command. Say nothing faithless before you sleep. That is the hour of creation, and you must treat it as sacred. Part 5. The night ritual that builds millionaires. There is no such thing as chance in the building of a fortune. There is no luck in the making of a millionaire. The man who possesses wealth has been repeating a pattern, a system of thought, a structure of speech, a code of command, day and night until riches had no choice but to respond. And I tell you now, that pattern begins each night before sleep. You cannot build a house without blueprints. You cannot forge a body without discipline. And you cannot form wealth without a nightly ritual that trains your subconscious mind to expect riches, believe in riches, command riches, and sustain riches when they arrive. Let this be your structure, not for one day, not for a season, but for life. A ritual practiced nightly by those who rise silently while others drift. This is the night ritual that builds millionaires. It consists of 4 sacred actions, each one simple yet supernatural in its power. Follow them with exactness and the result is certain. Step 1. Speak your definite chief aim. Say it aloud. Say it clearly. Say it slowly. Let no night pass where your soul does not hear your aim spoken with fire. The subconscious absorbs BS repetition. It thrives on clarity. It responds under direction. A vague hope fades, but a declared purpose, clear, specific, charged with emotion, is carved into the foundation of the mind. For example, I will build a business that impacts 1 million people. I will provide more value than I take. I will earn at least $100,000 per month. I will achieve this through faith, persistence, careful planning, and unwavering conviction. You must define this goal. You must declare it. You must fully claim it. Without a clear chief aim, you are like a ship without a rudder, a builder without blueprints, a person without a path. Next, declare your faith. Never rest without affirming confidence in yourself and in the laws that guide your success. Faith is not emotion, it is command. The more you speak it, the stronger it becomes. This expressed faith builds mental resilience, protects against distraction, and brings clarity. Say, I trust myself. I trust the intelligence that guides me. I believe riches are forming even when I cannot see them. I believe no obstacle can stand before a definite man. Even if your faith feels weak, speak it. Your words are planting what your emotions will catch up to. This is how belief is built, not by waiting, but by commanding. Step 3, visualize your reward. After you have spoken your aim and declared your belief, close your eyes. See the reward as complete. Walk through the result in your imagination. See the business running. See the account filled. See the doors opening. See it is done. This image burned into the subconscious night after night becomes a magnetic force drawing the result to you. Do not merely dream. Be specific. Walk the scene. Feel it. Hear the sounds. Know the texture of success. See the clients. Hear the conversations. Taste the meal you buy with wealth earned by service and belief. This mental image, when held with emotion and repetition, becomes your blueprint of destiny. Step 4. Give thanks. The final step is not asking, it is gratitude. Gratitude is the seal that confirms belief. A man who is thankful before he receives is a man who truly believes he shall receive. Do not beg, do not wish. Thank infinite intelligence as though the result were already in your hands. Say this: I thank you for my riches. I thank you for the guidance. I thank you for the reward forming even now. I thank you for the strength to obey the law. I thank you for the purpose that anchors me. Let this gratitude rise from your spirit, not because the result is in front of you, but because the law has been satisfied and the result must come. This 4-step ritual, spoken aim, declared belief, vivid visualization, and gratitude is the nightly discipline of millionaires. No exceptions, no breaks, no deviations. It is not difficult. It is not time-consuming, but it is sacred. And the man who treats it as sacred shall rise while others sleep in confusion, because the world will soon reflect what you program in secret. Let me remind you of John D. Rockefeller, who grew up poor, unnoticed, yet built an empire so vast it shaped the economy. He was not loud, he was not flamboyant, but he was structured. His mind was ruled by definite thought. His days began and ended in clarity. His actions followed inner order. He obeyed the law silently, and fortune bowed before him publicly. This same law is in your hands, but it will not work casually. It will not work inconsistently. It will not work for the man who hopes. It works for the man who commands. Each night say this affirmation before your ritual: I do not hope for success, I instruct it. I do not wait for money, I am already rich in thought. I do not wish for favor, I walk in law. And then you repeat the steps. Step 1, speak your aim. Step 2, declare your belief. Step 3, visualize the result. Step 4, give thanks for the coming harvest. Repeat it with devotion. Repeat it when tired. Repeat it when discouraged. Repeat it until repetition becomes identity. Because identity is the true builder of results, and identity is formed through ritual. Say nothing to the contrary. If you fail to do the ritual one night, do not speak defeat. Return to it the next. It is not perfection that matters, it is persistence. It is the burning refusal to drift. Say now with finality: each night I train my mind for wealth. I command my riches, I declare my future, I visualize my reward. I give thanks in advance. I sleep not in fear, but in power. Part 6. Riches begin as thought and are strengthened through repetition. Every mansion you see was once an invisible picture. Every gold mine discovered was first imagined. Every dollar earned was first desired. Riches begin as thought. This is the first truth, but it is not the final step. Thought alone is not enough. Only repeated thought becomes reality. A single idea, no matter how inspired, will vanish if it is not reinforced. The mind forgets what is not repeated. But what you repeat day and night with clarity and emotion takes root. And what takes root in the subconscious will express itself in your life as form, condition, and circumstance. This is the most overlooked truth in all success philosophy. The dreamer dreams once, then doubts. He thinks once, then gives up. He envisions riches on Monday and complains of lack on Tuesday. But the wealthy man repeats. He says the same sentence, the same belief, the same command until it reshapes his entire being. Let me say it with force. Your mind cannot hold a thought that is not repeated. The weeds of the world are many: fear, distraction, fatigue, resistance, and they grow daily. If you do not plant the seed of wealth with repetition, the weeds of drift will overrun your garden. The mind is fertile, but it is not loyal. It grows whatever is spoken into it most frequently. If you speak failure more than success, your mind will produce failure. If you speak riches once but speak worry 10 times, your mind will serve the majority voice. This is why I say repetition is the shield. Repetition is the sword. Repetition is the builder of your fortune. Think now of Thomas Edison, who spoke of his inventions before the world saw them. He wrote ideas, he refined them, he repeated them mentally and verbally until they were carved into his soul. He was not gifted with wealth. He was faithful in repetition, and his faithfulness produced form. You must do likewise. The sentence you say once is a wish. The sentence you say 1,000 times becomes a force. Every night before bed, you must say the same words. Not because the words are magic, but because the consistency is law. Say, I am becoming rich. I am calm in purpose. I am definite in aim. I am advancing daily in thought, in action, in belief. Repeat this even when nothing has changed. Repeat this especially when nothing has changed. Because what seems still in the outer world is already moving in the inner. And the inner world is the birthplace of all wealth. Understand this clearly. There is no power in scattered thought. There is only power in fixed thought. And fixed thought is produced only through repetition. The man who repeats a single sentence of belief every night is more powerful than the man who studies 100 books but speaks no command. Do not overcomplicate. You do not need many affirmations. You need a few spoken with fire, with precision, and with relentless repetition. These statements, when spoken nightly, become engraved upon the subconscious, and what is engraved becomes your identity, and your identity is the magnet that draws your world. Say, I repeat wealth into being. I command riches through discipline. I speak prosperity with honor. I repeat belief until it becomes instinct. Make repetition your daily law. Let no night pass without your declarations, and never change your words because of delay. Delay is not denial. It is only the testing of your consistency. Most men speak belief for a few days, then speak doubt for the rest of their lives. That is not repetition. That is contradiction. And contradiction cannot produce fortune. You must become the man who repeats his truth no matter what he sees. You must become the man who repeats riches into being while the world calls him mad. You must become the man who speaks wealth into silence and then lives long enough to walk into it. This is how repetition makes you unstoppable. Even if no one believes you, speak it. Even if your surroundings contradict it, declare it. Even if your emotions resist it, repeat it. You are not trying to feel different. You are training your mind to obey. And the subconscious obeys through no means other than repeated command. Say tonight and every night. I give my mind the same instructions until they become law. I do not speak fear. I do not drift. I repeat my aim. I repeat my belief. I repeat my vision until it forms. This is not madness. This is mastery. Every master was first doubted for their persistence. Every builder was ridiculed before the structure stood. Every wealthy individual first practiced discipline in thought long before the results were visible. Repeat your purpose until reality reflects it. Repeat your faith until fear finds no space. Repeat your truth until it becomes the only language your mind speaks. You do not need new insights. You need repetition. You do not need fresh visions. You need commitment to the one you already hold. Tonight, affirm this: my wealth is forming. My mind is steady. My purpose is fixed. My belief is constant. My prosperity is certain. Rest with certainty. A focused mind does not allow drift. Nothing harms your success more than drift. Drift is subtle. It does not shout. It sneaks in. It appears as tiredness, distraction, or harmless thoughts at the edge of sleep. Drift is the quiet surrender of your direction to the noise around you, always entering through doubt. If your mind is not definite when you sleep, drift will walk in and take control, and by morning, your direction will be foggy, your purpose diluted, your belief weakened. That is how most men live. They start each day in confusion because they ended the night in passivity. But you are not most men. You are one who commands, one who governs his inner world before it governs him. And so I give you this law. Drift cannot enter a definite mind. Certainty before sleep is your armor. It is the wall that blocks confusion. It is the signal to your subconscious that you are the master, not the victim of your thoughts. Certainty is not arrogance. Certainty is clarity. It is knowing who you are, what you want, and where you are going. And no matter what happened during the day, you must end your night in this posture, rooted, still, clear. Say this aloud before you close your eyes. I sleep with certainty. I do not drift. I am ruled by purpose. I am fixed in vision. I wake in command. Even if the day was chaotic, speak this. Even if doubt knocked on your door, refuse it entry with this declaration. Because the subconscious is not concerned with how your day felt. It is concerned with what you say. Now, let me make this plain. You must not go to sleep in vagueness. Do not let your final thought be a question mark. Let it be a period, a statement of intent, a command. A man who sleeps in certainty cannot be shaken by the ghosts of fear that visit the drifting. Do you understand what is at stake? Sleep is not just rest. It is programming. And the subconscious does not know the difference between a command and a casual thought. If you go to sleep worrying, your mind will rehearse worry all night. When you fall asleep in confidence, the mind practices success. What is practiced in quiet time is eventually expressed in life. This is the power of certainty. It stabilizes thought, brings the body into alignment, and fortifies the inner self. It ends the day the way a commander concludes a campaign, with assessment, decision, and readiness for what comes next. Keep this in mind. The person who closes each day with clarity opens the next with momentum. Aimless thought wastes time. Conviction multiplies it. Stop allowing emotion to control the final moments of your day. Do not let setbacks decide what tomorrow will become. Override feeling with deliberate speech. Let your statements determine your direction. Say, regardless of what happened, my purpose stands. My path is steady. My belief is firm. My prosperity is moving. And repeat it every night, consistently, not casually, not when you feel good, not when results are visible, but every night, especially when results are unseen, especially when doubt tries to enter, especially when delay seems long. Because drift is not destroyed by evidence. It is destroyed by repetition. Say also, I am not confused. I am not lost. I do not guess. I decide. I declare. I direct. These are the words that build armor around your mind. These are the sentences that repel fear in the night. These are the affirmations that ensure you do not wake in weakness. Let us return again to principle. The definite mind cannot be possessed by fear. Fear requires a weak hold, a crack, a moment of vagueness. But when you sleep in certainty, fear cannot find you. It cannot whisper to a man who has already spoken truth. This is how you rise ahead of the world. While others wake searching for motivation, you rise already aligned with it because you rested inside your vision. You repeated your purpose with devotion and refused to let aimless thoughts take over your inner space. This nightly stance becomes your signature. Say it once more. I rest in certainty. I dream with intention. I rise with energy. No hesitation, no uncertainty, no postponement follows me. Night is where wealth takes shape. Many believe effort exists only in visible action. Those who understand know the real work begins beyond sight. The most influential labor happens after darkness falls, when noise fades and the pathways of mind and spirit are open. This is when prosperity is formed. Wealth is not created at the moment of payment. It is created the moment you begin speaking with the conviction of someone who expects results. Riches are not born in public view. They are shaped in solitude, in the quiet hours, when your words move through silence and your subconscious responds by building. Night is not for surrender. Night is for strategy. It is not a closing. It is a command post. And the man who ends his day in drift is not just unprepared. He is handing over his fortune to chaos. But the man who ends each day with instruction, he is building an empire while others sleep. Let this be burned into your spirit. Your fortune is being formed in the hours no one sees. While the common man replaces his failures, you will rehearse your reward. While the world sighs, you will declare. While others dream passively, you will direct your dreams with clarity and command. This is not superstition, this is law. The subconscious is your builder, and it builds fastest when you oppose. And what greater moment of stillness, what greater moment of openness than the hour before you sleep? Say now, as I sleep, riches obey my thoughts. My mind is fertile, focused, and faithful. My subconscious continues its work while I sleep. Think of Andrew Carnegie, a master of disciplined thought. He taught that the mind must be ruled with precision. that one's purpose should be spoken with firmness, and that no man should enter rest without first giving direction to his subconscious. His success was not accidental. It was the result of nightly discipline most people neglect. That discipline now belongs to you. Each night is a sacred interval, a point where you decide what kind of life you will rise into. Your words give form to unseen ideas and turn thought into reality. Do not squander this time on distraction or anxiety. Claim it, direct it, take control, speak clearly. Night is my time of command. My words are building. My thoughts are directives. My wealth is taking shape. From this moment on, release the belief that growth must always be visible to be real. Progress is born in quiet. Prosperity takes shape when there is no applause, no audience, no validation. Others may not notice, but higher intelligence does. The subconscious does as well, and it responds to the person who gives direction while the rest drift into sleep. You must state your purpose. You must reinforce your belief. You must picture your abundance. You must express gratitude for what is already on its way. Make the final hour of your day a deliberate act of discipline. The one who governs the night governs life itself. While others say, "I'll wait and see," you will say, "I've spoken it, and it's unfolding. My fortune is underway." While others question whether their ideas will ever succeed, you will know, "I am wealthy in thought, and results must follow." When the mind is conditioned, the outcome cannot be avoided. Let this be the last declaration you make. State your purpose, affirm your belief, give your instruction, then rest and allow higher intelligence to do its work. Your role now is consistency. Your discipline is follow-through. Your assignment is to proclaim abundance each night until it becomes instinct. When you close your eyes, do so with intention, not to withdraw, but to direct, not to surrender, but to govern. And when morning comes, you will no longer be hoping for wealth. You will be moving toward what was shaped beyond sight while the world slept. This is how the mind is conditioned for boundless prosperity. Let your nights be sacred. Let your language be planting. Let your mind be fertile ground. And let abundance emerge from the unseen because you chose to name it before it appeared. Let it be so